headed to the polls as the FNM's one-day convention nears. Current party leader Michael Pintard says it's time for a new direction with him at the helm. Plus, an alarming situation. A local cognitive and behavioral therapist weighs in on what could be contributing to rising suicide numbers. And later, from the classroom to the workforce, the Department of Labor set to host a job fair specifically for new high school graduates. We'll tell you all about this opportunity and so much more as our news weekend starts now. This is Our News Weekend. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Megan Shepard. Police on Grand Bahama battling a house fire this afternoon after flames engulfed a single-story, single-family structure. Police alerting media to the scene in Windsor Park off Seahor Road shortly before noon today. No injuries were reported and investigations will continue. The Bahamas Department of Meteorology issuing another heat advisory for parts of the Bahamas this afternoon as some islands could experience a heat index above 112 degrees Fahrenheit. Meantime, as the Met Department advises residents to stay indoors, the Bahamas Power and Light BPL is advising that the company has reached a peak generating capacity in New Providence and that load shedding rotations have commenced and will continue until load demands decline or BPL can return one of its primary units to service. BPL's teams at the Clifton Pier Power Station continue to work to complete repairs on the primary unit that generates approximately 25 megawatts of power. Without that unit operable, BPL will have a shortfall during peak hours, usually between midday and midnight. Supply will be interrupted on a rotation of 2 hours. Current leader of the Free National Movement, Michael Pintard, confident he will hold on to that title come the party's one-day convention on June 1st. Pintard on Grand Bahama Saturday evening, meeting with party supporters and delegates to share his vision for party. He says he believes the party must now go in a fundamentally different direction under his leadership.
We need in the same room people with diverging thoughts so that we can be a check and a balance on each other. Yep. And leadership has to have the confidence that you are able to listen to 18 different views and be smart enough to arrive at a conclusion that makes sense for the majority.
Among those offering their support for Pintard, former Deputy Prime Minister Peter Turnquest, founding member and former Ambassador Maurice Moore, and former parliamentarians David Thompson, Kenneth Russell, and Nico Grant. Pintard says he believes in action and has a genuine concern for the needs of the people. He further adds he believes some politicians enter the arena simply as an item on their bucket list to achieve.
It makes a difference whether you come to politics because you simply believe, I could do that better than them. While that's not entirely a bad thing, because we need some better, that's very different than recognizing that the position is a means to an end. And the end ought to be that we are here to alleviate the suffering of our people.
Now, Pintard will once again go head-to-head with former Prime Minister and former leader Dr. Hubert Minnis on June 1st. During Dr. Minnis's campaign launch on Friday, he highlighted his plan to tackle immigration in the country. Pintard had this view on the matter.
We believe that you have to apply the law, come in the right way, and you can take advantages of the benefits that go to persons who function in that way.
A local Rastafarian community is maintaining its stance, continuing to apply pressure to government after the cannabis bill was tabled in the House of Assembly this week by Health Minister Dr. Michael Darville. Speaking with Our News earlier this week, members of the Nyabingi tribe say they weren't consulted properly and they're asking government for more time to discuss and change aspects of the bill, such as where they are allowed to use cannabis. They also say they are looking for reparations for years of what they say is harassment and persecution, adding that they should receive most of the benefits as they were the ones that first had the idea.
We as the Rastafari community, we've been the vanguard of this herb long time. We being oppressed, we being down-pressed, downtrodden, we being victimized, we get into jail, we get our locks cut. Me personally, I been into the process. So if anything, we know how to deal with it. We know we was the one who was telling them to deserve of medical benefits.
They also believe too much focus is being placed on the pharmaceutical industry, adding that if given the opportunity, they would do a better job.
We could be the jewel of the Caribbean. You know, we have the best soil, the best equinox. Nobody could grow cannabis like us. We should have been in the industry from 3 years ago. But with what we could produce here, outdo the whole system. We'll have it, but they just got to give us that chance as a community, not as a single roster. We're looking for the community.
The Bahamian community is grappling with the urgent need to address the growing mental health crisis. This following a number of disturbing reports of suicides and suicide attempts in recent times. You may recall that a man was found dead in bushes with self-inflicted wounds, and more recently, a woman attempted to jump off the bridge with her toddler. These incidents, along with others, prompting widespread concern among residents and local authorities. Dr. Harrison Thompson, a well-known therapist, life coach, and cognitive and behavioral therapist at Relationship Management, has been closely monitoring the trend and offers critical insights into the factors contributing to this alarming situation.
We are in a crisis, and I am very upset at the fact that we don't seem to move efficiently until there's another incident.
In 2023, police recorded 6 suicides and 80 attempted suicides, 57 of those happening here in New Providence. But the question is, what led to this? Well, Dr. Thompson spoke to us about the underlying causes of what seems to be an alarming trend.
One of the leading causes, performing. When we don't get to live at the level of our truth, we are actually rejecting ourselves in a very insidious way. When I know that I can't be myself, I immediately tell myself that who I am is not enough.
Many individuals struggling with suicidal thoughts are often hesitant to seek help due to stigma. He stresses the need for family and friends to check in within your loved ones.
The people who always seem to be the go-to individuals in society are more at risk for dealing with depression, anxiety, and suicidal ideations because nobody ever looks at the strong person as needing support. And so make sure that you don't take for granted your strong friends, your strong family members. Lighten the load wherever you can, offer your help, offer your time, check in because a little goes a long way.
Depression and anxiety comes in many different forms. If you're suffering with these thoughts, Dr. Thompson has these sobering words.
What you're going through is real, and nobody has the authority to tell you otherwise. You have to understand that it is okay to not be okay. Sometimes we add unnecessary pressure onto ourselves by thinking that we always have to be good, that we always have to be happy. And when we don't get the opportunity to experience those feelings, we start to think that we're failing. That is not true.
Still to come on Our News Weekend, high temperatures still lingering across the country. Ian McKenzie breaks it down. But first, the Department of Labor looking to assist new graduates from homework to the workforce. We'll tell you all about their latest initiative when Our News Weekend returns.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price, and you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
The Department of Labor is set to host a job fair aimed at assisting new high school graduates transitioning from education to the workforce. The tentative date is set for July 6 in the Golden Gates community, attracting graduates eager to explore career opportunities and gain insight into the job market.
We want to reach out to the young persons in particular school is about to close and you have thousands of students who will be seeking employment. And so we will be catering, especially to those young people, that will be our target.
And if you're a student or recent graduate looking to launch your career, there are a few documents you'll need to bring to the job fair.
As usual, we would ask persons to come prepared, bring your resume, have your police certificate, your passport, your NIB smart card with you, and any other documents to support your area of interest.
Still to come on Our News Weekend, we are just days away from the start of the hurricane season, which can be triggering for many. A therapist weighs in with coping mechanisms. Plus,
Jonquel Jones in the Liberty pick up another win. Jazz Chisholm leaves the yard, and we introduce you to a Bahamian college tennis player on the rise. Our sports weekend is up next.
It has all the makings of a fairy tale.
I've seen her came from tiny tot right up
to one of the most highly regarded coaches in U.S. women's college basketball.
Coach, she recruited a lot of our players in the program.
Coach Yolette McPhee McEwen behind the impressive performance of the ladies basketball team at Ole Miss University. Come join me, Sasha Lightbourne, as RTV presents an intimate look at Coach Yo's life, a dollar and a dream.
welcome back. Jonquel Jones leads the Liberty to another win. Jazz Chisholm has a big night, and we introduce you to a Bahamian college baseball player. Tage Adderley is here now with our Sports Weekend.
Good evening, welcome to our Sports Weekend. I'm Tage Adderley. Jonquel Jones and the New York Liberty squared off against 2024 #1 overall pick Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever yesterday. JJ held it down in the paint as she does. Let's take a look. The center from Grand Bahamas scored 14 points and grabbed 12 rebounds for her second straight double-double as she led the Libs to a 91-80 win over the Indiana Fever in front of a sold-out crowd in Brooklyn. Her points came on an ultra-efficient 5 of 6 shooting, and she also dished up 5 assists and blocked a shot for good measure. Brianna Stewart led the Liberty with 24 points and 5 rebounds. Rookie sensation Caitlin Clark had what was easily the best game of her young career, scoring 22 points, grabbing 6 rebounds, and dishing 8 assists in the loss for the Indiana Fever. Now, JJ and the Liberty are back in action tomorrow night against the Seattle Storm. They'll try to start their season off with 4 straight wins. Now we head to the Diamond where Jazz Chisholm and his Marlins are on a roll. Jazz helped the Marlins to their 4th straight win in a 10-9 extra inning thriller over Anton Richardson's New York Mets last night. He went 3 for 5 with 2 singles and a home run to help get the win. He smacked his solo home run in the bottom of the 3rd to tie the game up 2-2. He also hit a clutch single in the 9th inning to help spark a rally that would send the game to extras, scoring on a home run by Josh Bell right afterwards. The Marlins would get the win in the 10th thanks to a walk-off hit from Otto Lopez. Finally in sports this weekend, Bahamians are excelling in several sports from track and basketball to swimming and baseball. A young top Bahamian tennis prospect wants to put that sport on the map too. Our Sasha Lightbourne recently had the chance to talk to him.
This marks 15 years playing tennis. It's been a great experience. My dad actually got me into the sport because his coach my dad started late, and his coach told him, when you have a child, make sure they play tennis.
And the rest, as they say, is history. Michael Major has been playing tennis since he was 3 years old, and the ultimate goal for him is simple.
I definitely plan on playing pro tennis. I've been playing the sport for long enough, so it would make sense to go the extra mile, and I know within myself that I have the game to play pro tennis, so I just keep working hard, keep executing, keep doing the work, and it'll all pay off.
And he doesn't want to just turn pro. There's more.
Make it to the Olympics for sure. I know we might have had like 1 or 2 players play tennis in the Olympics, so I definitely want to be I want to do it for the people now and definitely be world #1. That's big goals, but I definitely think I could do it.
But for now, Michael will continue his journey at Howard University, where he will be a sophomore once a new semester starts in the fall.
It's definitely great. We have great facilities, great coaches. We put in a lot of work, a lot of hard work, a lot of extra hours. I'd go on the court with my teammates after practice, play, put in the extra work in the gym. It's been good. I've been putting in the work, and the results have been showing.
Reporting for our news, I'm Sasha Lightbourne.
Thank you, Sasha. That's a wrap for sports today. For our sports weekend, I'm Tage Adderley. Enjoy your holiday tomorrow and have an amazing week.
On the other side of this break, planning your emotional self-care. A local therapist offers advice ahead of the 2024 hurricane season. That's coming up when Our News Weekend returns.
It has all the makings of a fairy tale.
I've seen her came from tiny tot right up
to one of the most highly regarded coaches in U.S. women's college basketball.
Coach, she recruited a lot of our players in the programs.
Coach Yolette McPhee-McEwen behind the impressive performance of the ladies basketball team at Ole Miss University. Come join me, Sasha Lightbourne, as RTV presents an intimate look at Coach Yo's life, a dollar and a dream.
Welcome back. We've all heard about emergency plans for your family, but what about emergency plans for your emotions? Our Marlena Leonard recently sat down with a therapist to take a look at hurricane-related trauma and some of the things to consider as we go into the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season.
Hurricane season is just around the corner, and for many, especially Hurricane Dorian survivors, the season brings heightened anxiety and post-traumatic stress disorder triggers. Therapist and counselor at Family Wellness Center, Jessica Russell, says,
I'm actually one of those people. As soon as hurricane season starts, I'm on edge. So again, it's observing yourself and your family, keeping a safety plan in place, listening out to sort of what authorities have to say, have a safety plan. My husband just said, let's set a budget and a list of supplies that we could get now. So have your plan in place, have supplies that you can purchase now and can be used later if necessary.
She says another vital aspect of stress management is knowing where to draw the line for the kind of hurricane-related content you're consuming.
Keep yourself informed, but not overly going down the spiral of videos that might increase that fear.
She says having a plan for your emotional care shouldn't be overlooked.
You could also have an emotional safety plan in place as well. So some sort of plan for care after a hurricane scare, or after, we've already battened down, and what are we going to do in that time?
And for those who have the resources, their storm plan may involve evacuating the island. Reporting for Our News, I'm Marlena Leonard.
Much, Marlena. Great advice there. Well, as we continue to stay prepared, we now turn our attention to current weather conditions around the archipelago. Ian McKenzie joins us now from the Weather Center. Ian.
Thanks, Megan. Good evening, Bahamas. Welcome to your Sunday evening forecast. We're currently outside our studios. Still a bit steamy, temperature at 83, few clouds and very warm. Winds are from the east-northeast at 10 miles per hour. Feels like temperature still warm at 76. Current temperatures across the country in our nation's second city, Freeport, we have 80 under rain, cool temperatures. 83 in Marsh Harbor as well as Governor's Harbor and the capital, along with Alistown and Nicholstown. 81 in Great Harbor Key. In the central Bahamas, 86 in Camps Bay, 83 in Georgetown and Edmonds Key, Long Island, 82 in Arthurstown, 81 in Coburn Town, San Salvador. In the southeast Bahamas, we have 82 in Duncantown, Ragged Island, as well as Delectable Bay, Auckland's set of 83s in Colonel Hill and Abrahams Bay, Maguana, 85 in Matthewtown, and 84 in Providenciales, Turks and Caicos. First look now at our satellite and radar imagery, where we have some cloudiness associated with a frontal system. This should trigger pockets of showers and isolated thunderstorms across Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Marsh Harbor, Abaco, as well as the northern Abaco's area. Elsewhere, high pressure remains the dominant weather feature. This cold front should sag across the northwest Bahamas and could produce some shower activity across the New Providence area come tomorrow with Monday. Boating forecasts across the northwest Bahamas, winds will be south to southwest at 10 to 15 knot seas running 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Low tide at 12:29 a.m. tomorrow morning. High tide at 6:18 a.m. tomorrow morning. For the central and southeast Bahamas, boating conditions still pretty much on the decent side. Winds east to southeast, becoming more southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots tomorrow. Seas running 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Now, I want to talk to you briefly, just hurricane outlook. June 1st is the start of the Atlantic hurricane season, and they are predicting for the 24 season a very much above average season. 23 named storms expected, 11 hurricanes, 5 major hurricanes. So you want to take note, prepare, because hurricane season again begins June 1st. The average is around 14 named storms, 7 hurricanes, 3 of which become major hurricanes. So you want to prepare as we go into the hurricane season. Set your funds aside just in case you may need to leave the island or for any other serious repairs or alterations. In your extended forecast, as I mentioned earlier, that funnel system may produce pockets of shower activity across the area through Wednesday. Sun comes out again, and we expect those temperatures to climb well above the 88-degree mark. We've been flirting around with 91, 92s of late. Stay hydrated and remain out of the sun for extended periods. That's your wrap on your forecast. Make it a great, safe, fun night, everyone. Enjoy your holiday and stay safe.
Thank you so much, Ian, and thank you for joining us for Our News Weekend. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Megan Shepard. Have a safe and wonderful evening.